Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One more figure to go through. I found the McFarlane Collector's Edition Deathstroke. I am super stoked about this figure because I love Deathstroke and I don't know why. I'm not sure what McFarlane Collector's Edition means. I think it just means more money out of my wallet. But let's open him up. First off, this box is much bigger than the regular figures. Here's a regular box. You know, I don't know how much more I'm getting other than this label. That seems a little ridiculous, but once you see it like this, there is a lot of accessories in there. Layout maybe could have been a little bit better. I don't know. You know what? It's Deathstroke. I don't care. I like it. I'm super excited about this one. Back has got a classic Deathstroke cover. I don't remember what issue this is from. But if I look it up, I'll throw it in the edit. This one's a little tough. Backside looks cool. The front side looks cool. This would be great to have just on display as is, but I really want to open them up. Now, this is the regular version. There is another version. I believe it's the Platinum Edition version. So not only is it bigger because it's a collector's edition, there's a collector's Platinum or Gold label or something edition, and all I found was this one. But bet your bippy that I am going to keep my eyes open to find another version because I want this one. Top of the box, nothing great. Side is just a label. Other side is just a window that I would not display like this because I think that looks ridiculous. I guess he's number 46 out of the set. I don't know what set in general. Bottom is just your barcode and information. Let's open them up. Oh, collector's age 17 plus. Well, goodness. Glad I read that. Woo! Sorry, but I'm excited. Freshy fresh out of the box, he comes with 4 different weapons. This McFarlane Collector Edition card is fantastic. The art is nothing new. Again, it's just a rehash of old art, but the card looks great. It's foil, silver foil, so it shimmers and shines on the McFarlane Collector Edition. On the back, says Deathstroke, Deathstroke, the Terminator, data file, real name Slade Wilson. Deathstroke is the most feared and respected mercenary in the world. His elite military training and genetically enhanced physique make him a very dangerous combatant. But his deadliest weapon is his mind. A master strategist and tactician, Deathstroke specializes in psychological warfare tactics that he uses to devastating effect. The silver on there is also metallic, so it shimmers. Let me show you what the other cards look like. Yeah, so just very basic, even for the gold label, just basic white border. This one goes all the way to the edge. A little more with the collector. It's cool, definitely makes me miss the days of collecting cards. I noticed something else that's kind of cool. His stand has a classic DC logo with the circle and the stars, the brick letters. The newer logo is just that DC. So nice attention to detail. Kind of puts it in a certain era of figure. Slade also comes with 2 extra hands. Okay, so out of the package, he looks really cool. He's kind of a beefy figure. I like that. Some things that I find odd is the blue around his neck is metallic. Nothing else on him has got that metallic look. So I'm not sure why they did that there. I don't know if it makes sense with the actual costume if he was in combat. He's got the shells going around all the way around. That comes off. Again, nothing else metallic with his mask. You know, it's gold, but it doesn't stand out compared to like this blue is supposed to match this blue. The body's not metallic. One thing that I'm not sure that I like or dislike is the trunks, the belt, and the top part of his boots have some black on them. So I don't know if that's supposed to give it texture or look like it's dirty, but what doesn't match now is the gloves, which just is very clean. His mask, which is very clean orange. Other glove, very clean, bright clean. The holster for the gun, which is attached to the belt, very clean orange. And then the actual boots, very clean orange. So we're not getting that texture look that matches, and that's a little frustrating to me. One hand is a fist, closed fist. Second hand holds maybe a cold iced tea. That's what came already on the figure. The additional hands, and these pop off easily, are hands that look like they're set up to hold his weapons. So one other complaint that I will have in a second as I'm going through this. So he is the fan favorite at the clubs. Anyways, so that will hold weapons. So the hands pop off, they turn, they pivot in, pivot out. 2 points of articulation in the elbow. Cut underneath the shoulder. So you can turn it and pose. General articulation all around. It's got that extra piece in the back so he can do flexing. Waist, his torso doesn't bend too much. He does not turn, well, the top half turns, but the waist does not turn separate from the belt. The belt does not come off. Legs out, forward, no thigh cut above. That's okay. 2 points in the knees. His ankles turn all weird for sure. So you can get a nice pose, and then his toes. So you can get that good pose of whatever you want. So let's look at the accessories. That's what fell on the floor. So when reviewing toys, I'm not looking for things just to complain about, but I am looking at things. Never look down the barrel of a gun. I'm looking at things. Do they make sense, and why? If I'm going to sit down and play for hours with a figure or figures, does it make sense? If it's going to be sitting on a shelf to look cool, a diorama, something, doesn't make sense. So he's got this gun. It's got the laser point on it. That can fit nicely in his holster. I've had other figures that didn't have a full cover, so the thing would fall out. This sits nicely. Now, we have this gun. Plastic sturdy. It doesn't look bent like old figures used to. We have a bigger version of something. Looks good. Solid. Solid pieces. Another gun that is straight. They just get bigger and more something. So, we have a holster for the handgun. I can put something in his left hand. And I can put something in his right hand, which is all great. And I know it's just a matter of what goes where, but, and maybe this is just the way it was in the comics and we just accept it. I don't even think that gun can fit in a hand. So now I'm limited to the two that have handles because his finger will not fit into the trigger spot. Oh, that one does. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. There you go. Issue is I have another gun. It doesn't have a strap on it that it will hold anywhere. It doesn't have a pouch, a bag, or anything. If he is out on a mission, what if he's in his favorite rocket ship? You know, what is he supposed to do with this other one? Is he going to just leave it there, go do part of a mission, and then come back to get this? This is a failed piece to me. So let's take one out and replace it with this, which I still don't get how it goes in there. I am danged puzzled by this one, and I shouldn't be. I'm going to break his finger off before I get this stupid gun in there. Finally. It's just a weird thing to try to get that in there. So now we have this one. Looks great. So do we go down to, he's got one weapon. I don't know. Should have come with a bag or something to say, hey, this kind of goes over my shoulder. That's just my complaint. The other thing is he's got no swords. So, I don't remember if this Deathstroke had the swords, but even like his picture shows that the gun has got a strap on it. One of them should have had something so that it could have been thrown around his shoulder. Those are my complaints about it. Other than that, I think this is a cool figure. I know too many accessories. We're not going to have them all out. But I think better thought needs to be put into that. Color-wise, you know, some of the bright plastic compared to the darker paint job is a little frustrating. I don't know. There you go. Overall, I like this figure, but I'm just a Deathstroke fan, so maybe that's what's clouding my judgment for it being a lesser figure than it is. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like this figure? I like this figure. Let me know in the comments what you think. And I'll leave a link for something in there. I'm sure it's an affiliate link, meaning if you click on it and buy from me, I will get paid at no extra cost to you. I don't know. But I want to find the other version of this as well. Welcome to collecting. All right, I'll see you in the next video. So first off, here's the box. It is a very big box compared to my other wrestling, not a wrestling figure.